Hello my friends and welcome back to EVE Online with me, Mark from Dadex, and today we're with Pine Ridge Raider, the old alt, and he's going to be doing a little bit of his industry here in low sec, some Tech 2 stuff. But we're going to go all the way from copying blueprints to doing a bit of improvement on this blueprint right here. We haven't researched it at all. Then we're going to build some Tech 2 rigs, and we're also going to make some more Tech 2 blueprint copies using everything we've got here in the Tristan pretty much. Basically the industry I do these days is to make modules, rigs, ammo, all Tech 2, so that we can be pretty self-sufficient if we want to pump out some ships. I've got all kinds of stuff going on here. These are the blueprint originals. From the blueprint originals I make copies which are divided here into separate little sections, and some of them I give away. These ship ones here I found pretty quickly that trying to make Tech 2 ships is not really something you can do on a small scale. You could do it for fun, but I couldn't build a ship for less than I could buy one for. So I focus on the rigs, I focus on the modules, drones also, as you can see there, and I do make the occasional ship. Tech 1 ships I will pump out as and when we need them. I hoard materials here. A lot of it comes from the collective exploration booty from hacking sites such as this blueprint here, which I will make sooner or later, that combines a data and a relic analyzer. I've got two versions there I will get around to building. They're quite good on some fits, but yeah, it's all hidden here. And then down here is where I put the junk. Now, low value modules again I collect from all my alts and the alphas. They do get a final filter, so these ones here are a little bit too expensive to be crushing, but the rest of it will get recycled, all this cheap stuff that I really don't need. We get quite a healthy contribution to the materials for that. And because I'm not focusing on building ships, I don't get through a huge amount of material. A lot of this has come from exploration. I obviously do buy stuff in. All of those decryptors there for the Tech 2 invention have all come from my exploration. I've never bought any of them. And I'm gradually kind of expanding my capabilities further down the production line, back to the components. And my focus at the moment is to ensure that I can build all the fits we need to make caracals, cormorants, catalysts, and the ammo and drones that they might need. It just gives things a little bit of a focus. Anyway, this is back inside the Tristan. We've got some Tech 2 blueprint copies there, and we're going to build some Tech 2 shield hardeners when we're at the factory. But let's have a look at this one here. This is a medium EM shield reinforcer rig blueprint copy, fully researched, and it has 10 runs on it. We're going to use this to do some invention. Now I do make these, and as you can see at the bottom, they're made of stuff that we're going to find from hacking and also from salvaging, and it's not very big volume stuff, which is good. Saves a lot of hauling, that's for sure. Right, so we're going to need Science 5 and Power Grid Management 5, Hydromagnetic Physics 1, Quantum Physics 1, and Caldari Encryption methods. They're the skills of note. The rest of the skills that are required are basically background skills you should have. And to be frank, Power Grid Management 5 is something you should have by the time you may be looking at this stuff just for your general ship fits. Right, to actually run the invention process, we need data cores, 2 for each run. And for this we need hydromagnetic physics data cores and quantum physics data cores. So for the 10 runs that we're going to do, we've got 20 of each required data core there. Again, data cores you can get from hacking. You can also get them from R&D agents. I believe that's still the case. Or you can buy them on the market if you need them, because you don't necessarily pick up the right ones when you're out and about. You'll see there on the information screen, success probability 34%. Yes, there is a chance of this failing and you just losing the materials. However, skill training, those science skills you need for this type of manufacture, the more you train those up, the better your probability will be. And then we have our decryptors right here, and these are the other parts of the equation. Invention will produce a standard blueprint copy that will be good for 10 runs. It will have a material efficiency of 2% and a time efficiency of 4%. The exception to that is ships and rigs. They produce a 1-run copy only. As you can see, these decryptors have different values, and that will depend on the effects they can have on your invention run. So let's have a look at the detail of each one. Right, first one right here, we've got the accelerant decryptor. And as you can see, it's going to add 20% onto the probability. It's going to be -1 on the max run modifier. It's plus 2% on material efficiency and plus 10% on time efficiency, hence its name. Next up, We have the Augmentation Decryptor. Now this one is going to decrease the probability by 40%. It's going to add 9 runs to the maximum runs, which for our rig blueprint copy is going to be useful, because if we're only going to get 1 run on our copy, this is a good time to use this kind of decryptor. It will reduce the probability by 40%, but will potentially produce 10 times as many rigs. So I think that's the kind of thing you have to weigh up. Probability versus result. If you're making just a standard module blueprint copy, say a shield extender, you might not really be bothered how many runs you can get. You're going to get 10 runs off a copy anyway. You might want to increase the probability. For ships, you might want to go for runs over probability. Or maybe with a ship that's going to use a lot more components, you want to maybe pay a little bit more attention to the material efficiency. Obviously, the more runs you've got on a blueprint copy that you produce, the less slots it's going to take up when you actually want to make them. So if I want to make 10 rigs, I can run 10 runs on my blueprint copy, rather than having to run 10 production slots of 1 run copies to get the same result. Next up, we have the Optimized Attainment Decryptor. Quite an expensive one. The probability multiplier is plus 90%, so that's good. The run modifier is still +2, material efficiency +1, time efficiency -2. There's an option. The optimized augmentation decryptor will increase the runs by +7, but it only reduces the probability by -10. So that's a little bit of a safer bet if you want to up maybe on your rig blueprint copies or your ship blueprint copies, the number of runs you're going to get out of them. Material efficiency +2. Time efficiency modifier 0. Then we got the parity decryptor, so it's a +50% probability, +3 to the run modifier, +1 material efficiency, -2 to time efficiency. The process decryptor is a 10% probability multiplier, 0 to the run modifier, +3 material efficiency, and +6 to time efficiency. That one's there to speed up your production runs. And last but not least, we got the symmetry decryptor, no change on the probability, +2 to run modifier, +1 material efficiency, and +8 to time efficiency modifier for that one. You can of course do your invention without a decryptor at all. The choice is entirely down to you. It's an additional cost. We're going to go for the augmentation decryptor on my rig blueprint copies because we get those extra runs, which makes it a little bit more worthwhile. We do reduce the probability, but I'm feeling lucky today, so we need 10 of those, 1 for each run, and we are good to go. The Tristan is fully packed. Let's just have a little review. So we've got everything we need to run our invention on the blueprint copy. I didn't mention, but the material efficiency and time efficiency on your blueprint copy that you use for the invention has no relevance. You'll get those fixed results plus the modifiers from the decryptors. Anyway, we have these 2 5-run copies to make the medium EM shield reinforcer 2 rigs. And we have got the materials right here to go ahead and build those. So for each one we need 3 intact shield emitters, 5 microcircuits, 5 interface circuits and 1 RAM shield tech. Now I'm just starting to do some production on the shield tech myself. The rest of those materials are salvage or from data site hacking. I think the best source we really have for that, the most reliable one, will be ratting sleepers in wormholes. I'm not afraid to go out and buy stuff on the market because obviously I've got a lot of stuff that I don't use to sell on to the market, and I'm due quite a good clear out right now, to be honest with you. Anyway, on the industry screen, we are going to look for facilities and we're going to look for places we can do our invention, because that's the one that's going to be the hardest to find. And as you can see, there's a couple of facilities in Clautula, which is the nice high-sec system tucked behind Salin and Anne between the 2 low-sec systems. So if you do have a proper look around, you will see that different facilities get different bonuses, both time and cost for different activities. I'm sure if you've got to the stage of doing Tech 2 industry, you're probably more than familiar with all of this. So I shall see you when I get to the station which we are going to select for our production and invention. And while I have the ear of those interested in industry, I thought we'd have a quick giveaway. Look at this skin. This is the Mauler Scope Syndication skin, this month's giveaway skin. I have 8 of these available to you guys. Leave me a comment. Leave your in-game name in the comment. Just tell me how you feel about industry, what you're into, whether you make stuff for yourself, stuff for your corp, or you team together with your corp and your mates to do it, or you just do it for the market and to make a profit. And I'd be interested to hear your thoughts, how you get on. and what your plans for the future might be. Luckily, we haven't been affected in this realm of industry by the current changes that are going on in the updates. And I personally like the way things are changing. It's basically making us less able to be self-reliant, having to engage with the market and therefore with other players, either indirectly or directly. But anyway, we'll get back to the Tech 2 industry video. Leave your comments and I wish you luck. So here we are in the Tristan. We've arrived safely in our little frigate, which is a great ship for buzzing around through low sec to find where you can do your research and your invention, etc. We'll have a little look at this one here, this blueprint here for the operational solidifier. No research has been done on it. I don't probably think I'm ever going to build many. They're not really in demand, are they, those particular rigs? But as an example, we will do a little bit of research on this one here. I think material research will go for first. And as you'll see, each run adds 1% onto the research, and the first one is less than 5 minutes. But each run is not 5 minutes. They will ramp up quite severely once you get up to the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th run, even on quite a low level blueprint. And I think this is probably one of the lowest level ones. By the time we're looking at 10 runs, we're looking at over 8 days research time. So do bear that in mind. I'm going to actually set this one last so it matches the timings on the rest of the blueprints, because this one isn't that important to me. But I just wanted to show you how we go about doing that research. And you can obviously just choose between material research and time research, exactly the same basis. Stations will have bonuses for this kind of research, and you can also get bonuses because of your skills. We'll have a look at those just at the end of the video. Anyway, let's get on first of all with making some of these Tech 2 blueprint copies. So there's the data cores, the decryptors, and the blueprint copy. Everything we need to do the 10 runs that we've got on the blueprint copy. It's going to take 4 hours 20 minutes. We've got a 34% base probability chance of success. So there he is in the slot. We haven't moved the stuff into the item hanger yet, have we, silly me? So there you go, let's do that. There you go, all nice and tidy now. Right, where were we? Use blueprint. So there you go, you can see the data cores are there. It's showing us a decryptor here, but that's just showing us if we had an attainment decryptor, what it would be doing. You can see on the right hand side of the screen that that's put the runs to 5, the material research to 1%, and the time research to 8%. But our augmentation decryptor is going to put the success probability down to 22%, but the runs up to 10. And that's what we're hoping for. Even if only one of these works, we're going to get 10 runs out of it. So there you go, 1 day, 6 hours. It's cost us just over 900 ISK to do that. That is now an active job. There you go. Sorted. Next, let's build some Tech 2 medium EM shield reinforcer rigs, shall we? So again, everything's racked up there ready for us. We want to run, there's 5 runs per copy in this particular instance, so we'll run 5 runs on each copy. Got to obviously do each copy one at a time, and that takes up 2 production slots. I usually do all my production back in Sailin, but I thought I'd bring it here just so I could do it all in one hit, all set up the same there. There you go, another 5 runs set. Next we'll look at the small EM shield reinforcer, and we're going to make some copies of this because I've run a little bit short. I do obviously make these as well, they're very in-demand rigs, Tech 1 or Tech 2. So we can set job runs, which is the number of blueprint copies produced, and then below it is the runs per copy. So what we want to do is set the runs per copy up to, you can set this up to hundreds, and especially if you're quite stationary and you can do everything in one place. If you had your blueprint copy set to like 100 copies, you just use those up as you did your Tech 2 research or your construction, etc. I usually just set them to a manageable number of production runs for the actual products that I'm going to end up with. So I'm going to set those to 10, and I'm going to make 10 of those. It's going to take just 17.5 hours. There you go. Those copies are on the way. Our jobs are all queued up there. And now I can see roughly how long these jobs are going to take. I'm going to set the research on this blueprint here. Material research. Let's see. We don't want 8 days worth. Let's think of something sensible. There you go. We'll go for 7 runs, just under 15 hours. That's perfect. That pretty much matches up we can come back, grab those, get some more science jobs going sooner rather than later. Okay, let's have a quick look at Pine Ridge's skills here that are relevant anyway. Got quite a lot of skill points, but he did split the account with Anthrax when I came to LowSec, because I only had one account that was subscribed at the time. First of all, I've got these advanced industry ship construction skills. They're really for Tech 2 ships, and I found that they're not really worthwhile me making. These skills here, all of these different physics skills, I've trained loads of them to level 1 while I figured out what it was most useful for me to build. So now I've got a better idea of that, I'm going to train those up, because not only do you get a 1% reduction in manufacturing time, it also does add to your likelihood of your invention working. Right, laboratory operations, for each level of that skill you can do one more science job. Metallurgy reduces the time by 5% for time research jobs. That one is quite handy to know. There are 4 racial encryption method skills that you'll need to know for various modules. Science gives you a 5% time bonus to copying, and research gives you 5% bonus per level to the time of time efficiency research jobs. So you might want to do a bit of research and have a little think about what you actually want to build to put your skill points into. As I say, I just started off by learning one level of everything and then figuring it out. Definitely worthwhile saving yourself a bit of time training skills that you're not really going to use. I'm certainly seeing some focuses of where I want to go. If you want to see more of this in more detail, then do let me know. I'll do another video. I just thought this would be a quick way of giving you an overview of what I get up to, really. Well, here we are sometime later, and let's get the results as they come in. It's the 2 invention jobs that are of real interest, and I can see they've both succeeded. Yeah. So we've done okay. Let's have a look. We'll just get all of these delivered. Everything's ready to go. It did cross my mind that only having run the 2 invention jobs, they could have both failed and we could have had little to show for it and a bit of a non-event. But no, look at that. Complete success all round. So we've got some new Tech 2 blueprint copies. We've got some Tech 2 shield rigs. And we've got some more blueprint copies, etc., to continue the process onwards and upwards. So there you go. There's a quick look at my little small-scale low-sec industry empirette. And I hope you've enjoyed it. Please leave us a like if you have. Any comments, questions, suggestions or advice, of course, is always welcome in the comments down below. Don't forget the giveaway and how to enter. Subscribe if you want to stick around and stay in touch. We're getting close to 5,000 subs now. That's amazing, and somebody owes me beer when I hit 5,000, so come on guys, get me my beer. But more importantly, take care of yourselves and each other. Remember, even is believing, fly brave, and for now my friends, goodbye.